Welcome to Inside Plug, the podcast where independent creators and entrepreneurs connect and inspire. I'm your host, Devon Jones. Today on our show, we have Felix Swahn. He's a director, an animator, and a storyteller. Felix, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm very glad to be a part of this podcast.
Yeah, we're glad to have you on. You have a great um tool set that you have here. You're a director, an animator, and a storyteller. So with all those skill sets, if you can just bring us back to the beginning of your journey, when did you decide that this is the path that I want to take?
Well, I am a freelancing animator and illustrator, and I am dreaming on working as a film director full time. I was born with autism. I started to talk when I was 5, but I started to draw when I was 2. Drawings was the first communication tool that I could communicate, and that was my way of communicating with the world. Before I could speak, drawings was a tool that I successfully could communicate with others. It was one of the reasons why I want to work with motion pictures, because it's a medium where I can truly connect with others.
Awesome, awesome. Was there like an animation that kind of sparked that interest, or what was there just like several drawings that you did?
First, it was several drawings, but I was also captivated by 2D animated Disney classics like The Hunchback of Notre Dame and The Lion King, and also I was captivated by superhero series like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman the Animated Series. Film has always been for me and still is the greatest communication tool, even stronger than the verbal language itself.
That's awesome. Yes, yes, it is. It is. And that's awesome. Because like now, Disney, they're changing their animated films into live action films. So yeah, they're enhancing that. So let's talk a little bit about more about your animation. Um, what's Felix's favorite superhero? So out of the animations that you watched.
Oof. My favorite superheroes. Well, there has been quite a few. My first favorite superheroes was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I went in the kindergarten and as a little kid. Then it was Batman, and I think maybe because I felt like he's very different in the society, and I am very different in society too. And it's also to see something who is very different to be a superhero. And and when I grew up in elementary school, I just loved Darkwing Duck.
Nice, nice. Yes, that's the good one.
Yeah, but right now when I watch Darkwing Duck again, after 15 and 17 years, when I have different eyes now, I think the animation in the Darkwing Duck is not good at all. It's very cheap.
Ooh, all right, all right. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So now that you're an adult and you have like kind of like the eye for animation, um, where do you see animation going within, the filmmaking industry?
Oh, well, I am. It's a sadness because I felt sad that they are transforming every 2D into 3D, and I think I understand that 3D makes stuff faster and it looks more realistic, but I think they are missing the charming with it. I always saw 2D as more charming and artistic than what 3D is. 3D is not always handsome as people think it is. And I think it's also, even if I understand that AI can help us to create stuff faster, I can still have hard for that it's the mechanics doing stuff for us instead of we putting the soul into it. But I think we are more capable of knowing that AI can more be helpful for us filmmakers instead of taking all the jobs from us.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Yes, 2D is amazing, and it is sad that, 2D is slowly disappearing. So let's talk more about your animation. Any animations that you're working on right now?
Yeah, I'm working on two animated short films. One is called Different Treatment. It's about uh, it's about my two cats. One is introverted and the other one is extroverted, and they complement each other. And in order to solve a situation in life, and how necessary it is to be dealing with differences.
Oh, that's
They're
interesting.
also doing another animated film called The Different Treatment about it's like a series. It's about the from like when the never typical people meets the autistic people from the autistic spectrum, and how they are tr- more meeting in a respectful way instead of meeting each other with fear.
I like that. I like that. All right. And you say you are currently working on those projects, or are those projects done already?
I'm currently working on those projects.
All right. All right. So you have a production company called Swan Productions. How did that company come about?
Um, my company about Swan Productions. First, it's like Warner Brothers. It's like Walt Disney, and I am seeing everything I'm seeing live as movies in front of my eyes. I always been, and I think Swan Productions is a great name for a production company. I feel like I'm the production company, the independent one.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. And do you currently have any short films or animations that's out right now that some of the filmmakers can take a look at?
Yeah, I in my website www.felixswan.com, you can go in the movie sections, see some of my animation here at the animation films, and I recommend you seeing The Odd Funeral. It was one of my short films that I re- that I so attended to film festivals worldwide and received some awards. And in 2017, I was in a film festival called Oscar Bright Film Festival, where I received the best animated short for The Odd Funeral. And I was surprised that there were so many stories that has never been told that needs to be told. And from autistic people and different kind of diagnosis, including my own. And but I don't just want to do educational stories. I want to do entertaining and heartfelt and meaningful stories that people can connect to and enjoy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. And congratulations on your awards that you won. That's pretty impressive.
And yeah, and I have also, you can also check out my film Being a Dog, and uh, and which has been so which has been screened at 183 film festivals and received 76 awards worldwide. And,
Wow.
and you can sh- go and see that movie in Adult Swim's UK's YouTube channel also. And it proves that, and that's a movie based on my comic book, and it's a proof that my work is making an impact. And inspiration for that movie come. I was inspired by my two favorite film directors when it comes to creating stories. They are called Tim Burton and Stanley Kubrick. I admire how their stories resonates deeply with audiences. I get touched by their stories, and I want to tell stories about how it is to be different from my perspective, how it is to be a human being from my point of view, and that alienation can be overcome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. You're doing big things over there. So I have a question because filmmakers they go through challenges, difficulties. What is an obstacle that you had to overcome when it comes down to, creating an animation or currently working on a project?
There have been quite a few over the years. I don't have a studio or a team. I create my animated films alone. Animation is incredibly time consuming, requiring patience, and you need strategy, planning, motivation, and discipline in order to make it work. And hiring animators is expensive. So I am forced to handle everything myself, from script to rough keyframes to coloring and to final animation. Technical aspects like syncing the music and the sound can also be tricky. And having autism has presented challenges, especially in communication. Directing require as a film director, it is required to have uh, you know you need to read a room, you need to read people, and you need to know what people needs. And I have difficulties with reading a room and reading other people. And uh, and uh, I also struggle with working on multiple projects at once. I prefer finishing one project at a time, and before doing it before doing it deadline, and that can be tricky in a field where visibility often requires handling several projects at once. And I can't do many stuff at once. I can only do one thing at a time.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, those things are challenging, and I'm glad to see that you're able to overcome that. And in due time, you're going to be able to do those things that at this point that you are not able to do. Just keep going at it. I love what you're doing. All right. So we're at
Well,
that part.
well, yeah, I have some
All right.
two
Yeah.
important stuff too. That is obstacles. You have two, as an animator, you have two options. One is that you are working with your own projects. The second one is that you are working for other companies. There are advantages and disadvantages with it. As an If you are working on your own projects, the advantages with it is that you are able to work with the 2D animation style that you really love and enjoy working with. And the disadvantages is that it would take longer for you to earn money, and you will and you are not and you will earn less money. And the advantages with working animation for companies is that you will earn more money, and you will get rich much faster. Disadvantages is that you maybe are going to work with animations that you are not comfortable with and you are not enjoying working with, and that might taking motivation and passion from you when you're working with it. And society has misconceptions about autism. I have applied for animation jobs, even if I'm in my application, I'm very clearly about my skills. I have still got more reactions app, app, than I got applied, and I think that many workplaces, even in animation places, have are associating autism as stereotypes, like Dustin Hoffman's role in Rain Man and Leonardo DiCaprio's role in Gilbert What's Eating Gilbert Grape. But I think things are improving with shows like The Good Doctor and Monk in Netflix that are shifting perspective. And another big challenge is funding. As an independent filmmaker, I've applied for project grants from different Swedish funding institutes. Many grants go to bigger productions and with companies working together. And being independent means it's harder to get grants. But getting funding is difficult because they often prioritize projects they believe will attract a larger audience rather than stories that need to be told. And since my top is deal with autism, it has been a chance to secure that financial support. But despite everything, I keep going no matter what obstacles. I won't stop.
Thank you so much for sharing that and highlighting that. That is true. You know, I can't stress it anymore. So for anyone that's listening, that's one of the reasons why, I started this podcast to, share these stories and share these journeys because it is challenging and you can apply for grants, funding, jobs, and you can be denied based on something that you really have no control over. And Felix, I love what you're doing because you are opening doors to, people who share, similar paths and are going through similar things that you're going through. And yes, keep going. And for the filmmakers out there who's been following us, yes, that's where that's our whole thing here, to keep you inspired, keep creating, keep that passion alive, right? Don't let any rejection, you know, turn you away. Just, keep going. You never know what's gonna happen. All right. Felix, we're at that point of the session where I ask every guest, what is a TV show, a film, or a book that you recommend to an aspiring animator, director, or storyteller, or even a public figure?
Well, what do you mean? Like,
So what would be like maybe like an animation that you recommend a new animator take a look at that you watched Ninja Turtles and Batman, or
I have some animations that I recommend. I recommend them watching Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas and Hayao Miyazaki's My Neighbor Totoro. Those is are are some animations I can recommend others to see and watch.
awesome, awesome. All right, before we head out, any last words you want to give to the listeners?
Yeah, I have some advices if for the next generation of filmmakers. If you would like me to share it.
Garrett, please, yes.
Finishing a film and screening it at film festivals is a great achievement, but it won't guarantee that you will get a job or job. But to, to succeed, you need a strong portfolio with multiple projects. And however, and if you're an independent animator striving in for high quality 2D animations like Walt Disney with their motion study, could quadreps and fundamental drawings, I recommend you to use AI softwares if you're an independent animator, because it will almost, if you're working all alone on it with it, it will take burnout, and it will take all your time. And I recommend using AI to help you with in betweens. And if you don't want any AI mechanics on your work or so, you can try doing simpler styles in order to put more soul in it. Otherwise, I recommend that AI softwares like Adobe Firefly or Anytoon. But so as in order, if you want to get visible, submit your film to festivals, as many as you can, and if you are able to attend to film festivals, just do it if you have the opportunity. But persist. But our reaction is also part of the industry, and but persistence open doors, and keep creating, applying, and learning from setbacks. And most importantly, if you have great dreams, don't let and others think your dreams are unrealistic or unimportant, or maybe uh, very or ridiculous or so. Don't let that discourage you. Don't let them taking your dreams away, and don't let that they might try to to bring you down, but don't let that make you not having great dreams, because the great dreams is worth holding on to. It's not about for success, it's about for personal growth, and it gives us meaning in life and have something to live for. And also that that just and I think it's what I can say.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. You hit a lot of great points again. Yes, I like what you mentioned. Persistence opens doors. Yes, you guys stay persistent. And that's our episode for today. We had Felix Swahn. He's a director, animator, and storyteller. Felix, thanks for, joining us on this podcast. We loved having you. We loved hearing your story. And for everyone out there, if you like today's episode, check out some of our previous episodes. And don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Inside Plug with 2 Gs. All right, that's our episode for today. Remember, stay inspired and keep creating. This has been Devon Jones, Inside Plug, signing out.